Oh man, and I have instinctive pounce. That's a good one. That lets me move up to half my speed as a bonus action when I go into a rage.
Okay. Howdy, everybody, and welcome to tonight's episode of the Faab Five Campaign here on the Random Rhapsody Network. As always, we are live streaming our sessions on twitch.tv first, and then we'll be uploading the episodes to YouTube and podcast form 1 week later. If you like what you see here, feel free to follow and subscribe here on Twitch, and you can check us out on Facebook as Random Rhapsody TV or on Twitter as Random_Rhapsody. Now, just fair warning, tonight we are a couple of our players short, but we're going to pick things up and hopefully they join us soon. They're both kind of out on personal stuff tonight, but they should be along shortly. Anyway, when we last left things off, Blood from a Stone and Necthros Veil of the Faab Five had been cornered by a rather familiar human bard and his companions while picking up their magical commissions at Mitchell's. There was some terse back and forth while our heroes attempted to talk their way out of the encounter. But alas, the cultist bard would only allow the pair to call their companions to join them. The trio of Liam, Apollyon, and Eloise abandoned their horse training and hurried to their friend's aid. Eloise also took that opportunity to use her Staff of the Woodlands for the very first time and cast Pass Without a Trace upon herself and her friends. Upon their arrival, Apollyon decided to sneak around the building and scope out the scene while Eloise tried desperately to keep her friend within the confines of her spell. While he was successful on being stealthy, all Apollyon managed to do was startle two cooks working in the cafe as he barged his way into the kitchen and caused a rather large ruckus, as in his usual Golden Boi style, before making his way to join his companions at the bard's table. Once the entire group had arrived, the bard finally introduced himself as Munlin Goldtongue, a lieutenant of Grovagar Umbringer in the Dreamer cult's army. Goldtongue attempted to engage the Faab Five in conversation, but Veil seemed to have little patience for such things and insisted on getting down to business. Goldtongue seemed a little disappointed at the group's unwillingness to converse, but in the end he revealed that he had been sent by General Grovagar to deliver 2 messages to the group. The first message was directly to Apollyon, taunting the Minotaur, and at the same time inviting him to compete against Grovagar in the Azure Championship, a gladiatorial tournament to be held in little under 2 months inside the Margarden Federation. The second message was a warning to the whole group, not to interfere with the Dreamer cult's affairs any longer. Goldtongue cautioned that if the Faab Five chose to go after any more dream roots, it would be the bard himself who would be coming to find them, a prospect that he admitted he was looking forward to. With his message delivered, the bard and his companions departed from the cafe, disappearing into the city, and shortly thereafter, in a very Children of the Corn moment, every other individual in the cafe stood up and left as well, leaving the Faab Five completely alone. There was probably a lot of mixed emotion when the Faab Five finally left the cafe and made their way towards the Erudite Conclave. There they met with Sasha Borentol, the chief archivist, and, after a bit of negotiating on their half-drow companion's part, the entire group signed on to an expedition being led by their old friend, the field researcher, Thomas Rothen. The Faab Five learned that the Conclave had arranged for the expedition to charter a passage on a fishing vessel named the Fairwaters, which would take them from Port Velena along the Ogenbach River to the city of Laverin to meet up with the halfling before the group attempts to infiltrate the lair of an important member of the Dreamer cult, the Dream Witness. With their contract now signed, the Fab Five enjoyed one last night in Vilenna before setting off aboard the Fairwaters towards their next adventure. And so, Fab Five, you all spend your first day aboard the Fairwaters as it's making its way out from the port, and as the ship angles itself south into Lake Calhernan towards the eastern mouth of the Ogenbach River. Once your 4 horses were aboard the ship, and the captain had set sail, the halfling crew member you had all seen approached you all, and introduced herself as Ainfli Sighogo, and escorted you all towards the back of the ship to the singular door leading towards the interior of the quarterdeck that the captain was currently shouting orders atop of. The halfling leads you into a darkened room that she enters into first and quickly crosses to the back, where she draws back 2 sets of curtains to illuminate the small interior of what you all guess to be the captain's cabin. The halfling waddles back over to you and says, "The captain arranged for your group to bunk here for the trip." And even with the curtains now drawn, even those without dark vision, you can now see 4 sets of hammocks stretched out along the outer edge of the cabin walls, with a singular bed towards the back of the room. A small table and 3 chairs make up the center of the chamber, with a small chest against the foot of the bed, and a wardrobe along the left side of the back wall. "The captain told me to tell you all that the chest by the bed was sent by the conclave yesterday afternoon, along with that envelope," which she then points to atop of the pillow of the bed. There is an envelope there. "Dinner is at 7 and watches change throughout the night. We'll have another hammock strung up for your other friend before first watch. Don't worry. Once you're all settled, come and find me. The captain said I should give you a tour of the ship before we eat." And with that, she gives you all a friendly smile before heading out back onto the deck of the ship. Now that you're all alone, you pause for a moment in the captain's chambers, and the question of the day kind of strikes each of you as you're standing there looking around. Today's question is, which other player character does your character find themselves having the most in common with? And, Blood, since you started the role, why don't you go ahead and answer first?
I am not exactly sure. I mean, I really don't have a whole lot in common with most of them. Maybe Liam, just because we're both kind of loners and running from our past. But as far as real close, not much. Can't say that I'm really akin to any of them really in that way.
Interesting. Apollyon, how about you?
I'll also say Liam. Him and I both know the physical arts in this world, and we excel at them, and I respect that. Liam's got to get some big gains if he wants to catch up to me, though.
Indeed he does. Liam, how about you?
I'd probably say I'm most like Blood. We're both pretty stealthy. We both know we need to do what it takes, and we've seen quite a bit in this world. I mean, besides the fur. Yeah, we're pretty much alike.
It's like looking in a mirror.
Okay, I dig it. And as I said, unfortunately, Eloise and Veil are not with us at the moment. They should be joining us later. So we are just going to go ahead and move things along. But as you guys are all kind of contemplating this and considering the brohood of the 3 of you, you do feel the ship beginning to move a little bit with the waves, getting that rocking motion that larger sea vessels tend to have. And the day is pretty much yours. So, Faab Five, what do you guys want to do first?
Checking that chest.
Okay.
If they sent that chest and letter for us, that's what I want to know what's in them.
You do find that the chest is locked.
Oh, fuck. I mean, check the letter. I'll work on the chest. I'm guessing there's a key with the letter, but I'm impatient.
So, as Blood kneels down to begin working on the chest, Liam, you walk over and pick up the letter, which does have a little bit of heft to it. And as you break the conclave seal, wax seal on the back, and open it up, sure enough, a key does fall out. At the moment that key hits the bed, you hear click as Blood very easily, with a fucking 32, picks the lock to the chest, and you open it up.
The gloves work. What can I say?
I guess I'll start reading aloud the letter. What does the letter say?
Well, the letter says, Faab Five. Enclosed in the chest are articles that field researcher Thomas Rothen requested for the expedition. Please deliver these to him upon your meeting in the port town of whatever I said earlier. Because I'm blinking.
Laverin?
Laverin, thank you. I have been crazy busy this week, so I did not get to type this out, so I'll type it out for you later. However, what you do find inside of the chest is a small grayish cylinder about a foot long in length.
I said, come eat, yeah.
With a small push button on the end of one side. Apart from that, you see two folders filled with paper that are bound together with twine on one side. Blood, your kid is coming in the background.
Come around the river where there's different camps and all, and you raid them.
What are we talking about?
I don't know the India.
Never mind then. Bye-bye.
You guys were bleeding through. Anyway, besides the tube, you find two packets of paper tied together in an envelope with some twine. You find a cloak in there and a small bag with a single red ruby. The red ruby is about the size of your fist, give or take.
Ooh, shiny.
What spells need a ruby? I know there's something big. This is all stuff that Tomas requested, right? So, should we go through the papers? Or we should just not, respect his... what's the cloak? Is it like my cloak?
Go ahead and make a perception check.
15?
Similar-ish. There are differences. The color is different. The cut and style are slightly different, but
his chapstick and
it does seem a bit similar.
Okay.
See you in the morning.
Thank you. All right. And what? I guess just cursory look at the papers. What are the papers? We don't have to read it.
You'd actually have to. Are you untying them and going through them?
If he starts to, I'll stop him.
Yeah, I mean,
It's up to you guys. I'm just asking.
if they're all tied up like that and I can't tell what they are from that, I'll let it go.
So, when I say tied up, I'm sure you've all seen those legal manila envelopes. They have like a little string that comes around and twists around a little button in front to hold it together. That's basically what it is.
Yeah, it could be undone, but it would be disrespectful in my eyes to do so.
Between 9 and 10.
What?
Between 9 and 10.
If you're not waking me up, I'll set my own alarm clock.
Yeah, I'll let it go. I won't open it.
Oh, yeah.
Alright. And
While they're searching around, I'm gonna find one of the sailors and be like, "Anybody got a fishing pole?"
Get right into it.
Okay, so you head back out on the deck, and the moment you step out onto the deck, Apollyon, you can see there's quite a bit going on. Let me pull out here. You can see the captain's still at the helm of the ship. You can see your new dwarven companion, Liam Karn, is currently up on the quarter deck along with the captain, who seems to be examining one of the ballistas up there. You see the human man, a tan-skinned and dark-haired man, shirtless from the waist up, currently climbing the portside shroud. That's the big net on the side of the ship that goes up to the top of the mast, and that he seems to be making his way up onto the mast. You can see the tabaxi and the halfling females both working up on the foredeck, but as you step out into the bright sun, Apollyon, the halfling looks over towards you. You can see a big smile on her face, and she just comes hurrying down from the foredeck onto the main deck and comes scurrying right up to you. Yeah, hi. You guys came out quicker than I was expecting.
Hello.
Yeah, hello. So like I said, the captain asked me to show you all everything on the ship. Are your companions ready to go too? What's going on?
Yeah, I'll be there. Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. They're messing around in there. This river's so nice. I just wanted to do some fishing. Maybe catch some dinner for me and my pals.
I have a question.
Oh, sure. We can set you
We'll have
up with
to do it
that
after the
later
game
on
at
today.
10 o'clock. But you guys have to collect plenty of wood.
Hey, Joe.
I don't think we need wood around the ship.
Yeah, we can hear you every time you talk to your kids, just so you know.
Can you hear me now?
We can hear you now, but I'm saying we can hear you when you're talking to your kids.
Push the talk thing.
Well, I got my fucking mute button on my fucking thing. Let me figure out what the hell's going on.
Just letting you know. Anyway, so Apollyon, she does say, yeah, we can absolutely get you set up with fishing, but the captain wanted me to show you around first and introduce you to the crew.
All right. I will be led. There better be some treats at the end.
I'm confused. What do you mean? Anyway,
What do you mean? This is my overseas press tour. Thought you were going to show me all the prime young wrestling candidates, and then at the end we'd have a nice snack.
we don't have any wrestling candidates, and dinner's at 7. But I will show you around the ship.
Dinner's at 7.
Fine. Lead the way.
Anyway, so she takes you around the ship.
And what's your name?
Sorry, say that again, Apollyon?
I was just joking. Like the first sailor I see, I'm going to be like, "What's your name, sailor?"
Well, like I said, she takes you around the ship, identifying the various parts of the vessel from port to starboard to the foremast and the figurehead. I found a couple good images that'll help everybody identify parts of the ship if anyone's actually interested. So I'll go ahead and show that to you now. Just to give you an idea of what a ship looks like. But as you follow the young woman around, she introduces you to Winu Liark, a tanned human man, the one you saw up on the rigging. You were introduced to Cheeky Cloud, the brown-furred tabaxi woman, to the dwarven cook named Rigger, a dwarven man, the human female linesman Bal, and lastly, once again, Captain Talia Merkrel, who welcomes you onto her vessel. And she tells you, With the right winds and nothing to hinder our path, we should make Laverin in 4 days, give or take, she tells you fairly proudly. In the meantime, you're welcome to be on deck so long as you stay out of everyone's way, and keep your horses from going crazy while we work. If trouble shows up, God forbid, you're expected to lend a hand just like everyone else. While I may have been hired on by your conclave, as long as you're aboard my vessel, you'll follow my orders. Though, so long as you behave, I doubt we'll have much to do with that. If you have any questions, you can ask Ainfly over there, or my first mate Winu. Other than that, enjoy your voyage.
All right, thank you. Lovely ship.
Fairwaters is my pride and joy. Don't really take passengers too often, so don't have much in the way of accommodations, but I'm sure you'll be fine in my cabin.
Indeed, indeed. Thank you for ferrying us. We're going on an adventure.
Yeah, I suppose you conclave types do that. There's plenty of
What do you know
adventure.
about your conclave types?
What's that?
Had any other conclave type passengers?
Once or twice whenever they need to go down to one of the rivers. No more than once a year, at most.
Only make one-way trips? Or do you come back?
Depends on when I'm hired to. I was just hired to take you all to the other port, and that's what I'm doing.
Seen any white sea sailors?
White tabaxi. Can't say that I have. Now
All right, well, thanks for your time.
You could ask Cheeky over there. She might know any other tabaxi, but can't say that I do.
Well, all right.
Is Cheeky the tabaxi?
Yeah, Cheeky Cloud is the tabaxi female you met. Gotta love random name generators.
Cheeky Cloud.
Go work your game, bro. Go work your
I think
game,
Cheeky's
man.
perfect for a sailor name. That makes sense.
So, after you step away from the captain, Ainfly, the halfling female, walks up to you and kind of takes you down onto the main deck of the ship, down from where you were at the quartermast, or quarterdeck. She kind of pulls you in and says, there's not much to do when we're just hauling passengers besides watching for predators. But I doubt the captain will... I kind of screwed that up. Let me try again. There's not much to do when we're hauling passengers besides watching for predators and keeping the ship on course and maintained. We can't really net fish while we're traveling full sail, but I don't doubt that the captain will want to on the return trip to earn a little more profit. We do have plenty of fishing gear, though, if you do get bored and want to try something out. Maybe you'll catch a nice dinner or something like that. So, what do you guys...
sign us up. We'll take a couple rods.
Okay. Yeah, we can... Just go ahead and wait here, and we'll get you some gear. She runs over and grabs the tabaxi, and after about 20 or so minutes, does come up and bring you all very large fishing rods with thick, sturdy line and big hooks, as well as a kind of a bucket of chum that she pulled from somewhere in the back. It stinks, but fish might like it. You never know. So, whenever, for the beginning of each day, what I'm going to have people do is you're going to have just a very simple rolling challenge to see what you guys are actually going to be getting for your day's travel. What I'm going to need somebody to do, I'm going to need two different people, to roll a d8. And then I'm going to need one person to roll a d20.
My D8 is an 8.
Oof. You want the other D8, Apollyon? Yeah. Oh, you got that. Okay, I'll do that. Oof.
I rolled a 3 on a d20.
I
Oh,
had a 2 on my 8.
Okay.
all right, 13.
Okay.
And then Apollyon, I'm going to need you to roll one more d20 for me.
He doesn't ask for a second one unless we're fucked.
Okay. Cool beans. So, your first day of travel, the weather is actually very clear and calm. It's a beautiful day. The sun is shining. There's a few clouds in the sky, but not much. And the winds are coming in from the west to the east, giving you guys a very nice headwind and pushing your path along quite a bit more than everyone seems to be expecting. You're all passed out fishing rods and a bucket of chum for bait, and you're all encouraged to just go ahead and throw it out there and see if you guys can catch anything. So, here's how this game is going to work. If I could pull it up.
How Matt kills us with a fishing side quest.
Damn right. Okay. So each one of you are going to make a skill check with probably survival, I'm going to say, unless you can think up a different skill and argue around why that would work for casting a line and catching a fish.
How about athletics? I bet I can really count this.
You could cast further maybe with athletics.
Yeah, this is less about just using your strength to cast it, and more about using your skill and knowledge to cast properly and knowing when to pull back. So I'm not gonna say.
I don't know the meaning of those words.
You know what? Why not? I'll let you roll it athletics just for the fun of it.
I mean, Apollyon's a goofball. He can throw it as hard as he can, no matter what.
Yeah, this is fair.
So it doesn't matter. I'll roll survival.
Don't suppose I could somehow talk it in for sleight of hand, huh?
No, there's definitely no way you could do a sleight of hand.
13.
Boom, 21. 21.
Oh!
Nice. Okay.
Apollyon's seen a fishing pole before in his life.
Apollyon, you're looking down at this fishing pole like, oh, yeah, I know what to do. And you just throw that fishing pole like a javelin. It goes flying out there, arcing in just this amazing arcing throw that comes up and goes down and stabs right into a tree.
Sorry, Talia.
Wow.
That's not how you fish, Apollyon. Why don't you go ahead and let these other two try? Liam and Blood, you both cast very, very nicely. I mean, Apollyon, Blood, your cast is just perfect. You're standing on the side of the ship. You throw it out there. Your hook just goes plunk into the river. Liam, your shot goes over pretty well, too. Not nearly as far as Blood's, but decently. And for the next hour, or for the next 20, 30 minutes or so, you're just letting your lines cast along the river as you go, when both of you feel a tug, and your rod is just jerked out into your hand. Now, make for me athletics checks, both of you, to see if you can reel it in.
It's only a
Dude, athletics. Oh, that's an 8.
That's 7.
Ugh.
I got a -1 though, so really an 8. Yeah.
Can I help him? Oh, I see how this goes. Now you pull.
Okay. Who are you helping, Apollyon?
Can I grab one of them in each hand?
No, I'm going to say they're probably at two different sides of the ship, or at least far enough away. You can help one of them, you can't help both.
It looked like Blood had a bigger fish on the line. I'll help him.
Okay. So you come running over and you're grabbing onto Blood and you're helping him pull back on the pull. Liam, you're feeling the tugging of the fish for a little bit and you're starting to reel it in. You're reeling as hard as you can, as hard as you can, as hard as you can, but suddenly, snap! Your line goes loose and just begins to drag, and you realize that the fish has gotten off your hook. Apollyon, helping Blood, the two of you barely manage to start pulling in this fish. And it's tough. You're both working as hard as you can, reeling and reeling and reeling and reeling and reeling. And it's just pull and let go. Pull and let go as you guys are trying to get this in. Go ahead, Blood. Roll a d20 for me. I'm sorry. Yeah, never mind. The d20 is fine. Okay.
Pick 3 can't be good.
No, with a 3, you finally manage to get this fish up. And as you're reeling it up, you can see a very small looking fish about the size of your hand that in the bright sunlight of the day just glimmers and shines the scales off this thing. Go ahead and roll a d3 for me.
How the hell do I do a D3?
Type it into the chat. It's backslash. It's backslash roll 1d3. Should be anyway.
Yeah, fucking hell. Hold on.
Or you can just roll a d6.
Yeah, we'll do that. That's better. I don't know these fucking secret commands. 5.
Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay.
So that's a
So with this fish that you've pulled up, the glittering scales on this fish seem to gleam like gems. And Talia kind of looks over at it and says, "Oh wow, that's a jewelfish. They don't have much meat on them, but they're worth quite a bit. The scales are." So you can write down that you have caught a jewelfish that is worth 300 gold pieces.
Yeah, baby.
Because you rolled so high, you got on the legendary chart.
Sweet. Nice. Don't worry, Liam. You get the next one.
Can't fight it, goddamn motherfucker!
He's gonna hear like a under his breath from the other side.
Veil walks up from below decks, kind of scratches himself behind the pointy ear, and says, "Hey, what's going on, guys?"
Veil. So just to give you a bit of a recap, you were given a tour of the cabin. You guys are bunking all up in the captain's cabin. You were introduced to everyone on the ship, and currently the group is trying their hand at fishing. Apollyon threw his fishing pole like a javelin. Both Liam and Blood got a bite. However, Liam's broke free, But Blood's was a very, very good catch. And he found a fish worth 300 gold pieces.
All right. Veil sees this and he's extremely excited because he's read a lot and more, everything there is to know about fishing, but he's never actually tried it. So Veil walks over and says to Apollyon or Liam, says, "Hey, would you mind if I took a cast?"
And the little halfling girl named Ainsley walks up and hands you and Apollyon both new rods. But she looks at Apollyon and says, please don't throw this one. Just cast it like everybody else.
All right, yeah, I think I get the hang of it now. Apollyon's not a fast learner.
So Veil takes the rod and with everything he's ever read, the exact techniques, proper techniques, he lines up and goes for this textbook cast.
Okay.
What do I roll to see if he makes that?
What I need you to do first is roll a just a survival check. So roll a survival check for me. Everybody who's casting again, go ahead and roll a survival check.
Oh, it's a 5 on that one. Now there.
23.
Okay. So all four of you cast off, and you're sitting there for 15, 20 minutes as the boat continues to go on. Liam, Apollyon, both of you feel the bite of a fish on the edge of your lines. Veil and Blood, you hear the two of them cry out in surprise as they feel this bite. The two of you don't feel shit. Both of you rolled too low on this one. But Liam and Apollyon, both of you cry out. So, I'm going to need each of you.
What do I do?
I'm going to need each of you to roll an athletics check to try to reel these in.
I know I failed last time. I'm gonna get it this time.
After helping
Me.
Apollyon's ready this time, he's like, I'm strong enough. Get out of that water, fish!
Yeah, you are. And with a 19, you absolutely begin reeling this in and pulling, and it's easy for you. With no trouble whatsoever, you reel in your fish. I'm going to need you to roll a D10 or D20 for me. Sorry, a D20 for me. Liam, you're trying as hard as you can. You're reeling it in, you're pulling, and snap! The line breaks again. And you're unable to reel in your fish.
There's a big one out there, though.
So,
God damn it, not again, son of a bitch!
With a 14, Apollyon, you easily pull in a bluegill. It's a simple fish. It doesn't have a lot of meat on it, but it is edible.
Add that one to the pile for dinner, y'all.
And you unhook your bluegill and throw it into a little bucket that Ainsley provides. And, well, good job, everybody. You caught at least something. Two fish isn't too bad, especially on a river like this. You guys can keep going if you want, or we can progress on with the rest of the day. It's entirely up to you what you guys want to do.
Veil's going to try one more time.
I've got to cast one more. I had something big on the line. I could feel it.
You definitely did.
Oh yeah, I'll go. Definitely. Apollyon's hooked now.
Okay.
Get it?
Yep, everyone go ahead and give me survival checks again.
Yeah, it's a 6. I think at this point of the last
Holy balls. 26.
the failed last 2 casts, I'm thinking Blood's just gonna end up tied like a rope to a fucking crossbow bolt and just start looking there and fucking shoot fish.
Veil, no!
Unfortunately, Blood and Veil, yeah, both of you do not do anything. over the next half an hour of fishing. Liam,
So I like to think that Vale just completely confident, 100% with what he read and the technique and the positioning and the movement, and he just goes to cast this and just throws the entire rod out of his hands with a 0.
yeah,
That's what Apollyon
I
did.
definitely say so, and it just goes
I
flying.
think with the natural one, you caught some of the sails with your hook, honestly.
It goes flying out of your hand and dunks into the water with a splat, and you're just looking at it like, why can't I do this? Apollyon, Liam, go ahead and give me your athletics checks. Because, Liam, you definitely have
Can I
something to
argue that I could make an acrobatics here because it's more of a dexterous slip of the wrist, or is this fighting a fish athletics thing?
You're fighting a fish. You're trying your hardest to get this thing in.
Can Blood assist him?
All right, that's much better.
Yes. Apollyon, with a 12, you just barely managed to pull in your fish. It's working. You're working hard trying to get this. It's tough. It's difficult, but you're strong. You're Apollyon, and you fight for a good half an hour trying to get this. Liam, on the other hand, it does take you a little bit longer to get up there, but you do finally manage to get this fish aboard deck. So both of you, go ahead and give me your d20s.
Well, I think that's more of a determination of what the fish is, but yeah.
Yeah, it is. Okay, Apollyon.
Yes.
Okay, Apollyon. Actually, I'm going to go ahead and do Liam first. Sorry. Liam. With your very high fishing roll, you are fighting pulling in this fish, but it was very easy, and you pull out a bright white fish with long flowing fins. Think of it like a giant koi. In fact, like it's almost the size of like a sturgeon or something like that, but the fins and the whiteness of it almost looks like a koi. And and Ainfleet says, "Oh, that's a white cloud. Those are very, very rare. The liver, I'm told, a potion maker can use it to create flying potions."
Oh, really? You don't say. Look at this here.
You have to find someone who knows how to make potions, but yeah, they could. I'm pretty sure they can make a potion of flying out of that one.
Well, it just so happens we have a potion maker with us. She's a bit sleepy at the moment, but she'll be by short enough.
Apollyon, as you are pulling in your fish, you get it right up to the top of the deck and look at it, and what you see is a giant blue fish with a red belly that, as its eye kind of comes in contact with yours, it's holding on to this hook, but it just jerked towards you, and you see these giant mouth filled with razor sharp teeth coming straight for your face. I need you to roll for initiative.
Oh, shit.
What? That's
Why
weird.
is the initiative red? That's weird.
What's that?
His initiative is a red 15 as if he rolled a nat 1, but he's only got a +2 to initiative.
I think it's because he's
I
got
did roll one.
now, and so it's different. He rolled a 1 and a 13. It looks like.
Yeah,
I don't know why it's displayed weird like that, though.
Yeah, it's strange.
that
But
is
it's-
really weird.
You got a 13, really, so it's 15 for you.
Yep. So anyway, you do
Oh, he didn't click on himself.
Anyway, you do have first initiative as you've pulled up what is called a quipper, and it's just lunging towards you, trying to bite at you off of this the hook it's got. But you got initiative first. So what are you doing?
I'm gonna headbutt him with my horns. Try to skew this fish on my horns.
Roll for it. What's that thing where the guys put their fucking arm down in a hole? You should have just done that and then just slammed it on the deck.
Yeah, 17 is
Noodling.
definitely going to hit.
All right.
7 points of damage is more than enough to take out this quipper. They're not big creatures, but it's lunging towards you, and you just headbutt it with your horn and skewer the thing directly through the center of this fish, and it just
fish? Oh, yeah.
flaps a little bit, and it's just stuck there on your horn.
Got another one for dinner.
That's very Apollyon. I love it.
That's funny. But yeah, some of the fish actually do have stats then and will attack. Okay.
It'd have been great if it went first and critted him.
I mean, it still would have only done like 2 points.
I know, but still,
it's not
it's
very
not
powerful.
I
Then the
seriously
whole rest of
thought,
the character, like one of us is mortally wounded by a fish, and we're stuck on this boat.
That would be hilarious.
I seriously thought you were gonna have that fish be all like, "I'll grant you 3 wishes if you put me back."
Yeah, how do I catch that fish?
You got to roll really high, I guess.
I rolled a 19. I guess I need a nat 20 for that guy.
What'd you roll a 19 on? You rolled a 1 to determine your fish.
Oh no! I was saying for my survival check.
Oh yeah, the
I
survival
rolled
check.
a 19.
The survival check determines what kind of catch you make. It goes from from no encounter to legendary. The athletics is to see whether or not you can pull it in. The DC is based on the rarity of the fish, and what you get determined is another dice roll.
Yeah. Well, I still got a really cool one. I'm happy with that. I'm done fishing for the day. I'll start watching out for monsters and harpies and stuff.
Tell I got a 300 gold piece fish, so yeah.
Yeah.
Blood's happy.
I
Yeah,
got
Okay. So you hand off your fishing rods back to Ainsley, who kind of chuckles and says, "Well, anytime you want to try to fish some more, just let me know. I'll get it for you." Apart from that, are you guys wanting to do anything for the rest of today's travel?
No, not on the first day. I think I'll start training tomorrow.
I mean, I suppose he'd find a quiet little corner, like, so he can kind of keep an eye out, but he's just going to start writing in his new wrist pocket journal, you know, about just start keeping tabs and stuff, since that's what they want us to do.
Okay. So you all
As
kind
you
of
do, you kind of see Liam at the side just playing with his, going, "Take notes," and the notebook pops out, and then, "No more notes," and then the notebook pops back in, and he just repeats it over and over, fascinated by his one magical ability.
Absolutely. Does anybody want to do anything else throughout the day?
Nope.
Okay.
I'm going to continue to read my dictionary. Or did we determine if I could speak Orcish yet? If not, I'm going to continue to do the dictionary.
No. If I remember correctly, you rolled really shitty on your.
Yeah, I got the numbers.
check.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I did.
A 6 and a 7.
So yeah.
Yes, very bad.
This is going to take you some time. It's not a quick thing to learn how to speak a new language, but you're intelligent being, so it's probably going to be a little easier for you than most. Go ahead and make your intelligence check for the day to see how well you've been working to pick up Orcish.
Would you be able to roll that for me?
I can, absolutely. Okay, so for today you got a 14 Veil. So you sit down somewhere out of the way on the deck, pull out your book, and begin to read. And with a 14 intelligence, I'm going to say you're starting to make headway. You're trying to just getting down into the basics of it and learning how to conjugate verbs and how to say certain words individually, and you're starting to pick it up. 14 was a good roll.
All right.
Oh yeah, tell Vale the question of the day.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So the question of the day, since we have you here, is which other player character does your character find themselves having the most in common with?
I would say probably Blood, because we both do some pretty, especially early on in our meeting, we both did some pretty shady stuff together, but we kind of watched each other's back and looked the other way, if you will.
Yeah.
Okay, I dig it.
Digging up dead bodies. They'll do it for you.
Well, I didn't know they were bodies in those memorial mounds.
Oh, you do.
Absolutely. Okay. So your rest of your day progresses fairly uneventfully. With a strong headwind and the beautiful day, your travel goes by very smoothly. Most of you who are watching, you occasionally see some animals in the forest around the river, but for the most part, you're not seeing a whole lot. Eventually, dinner is served by the dwarven cook, who, what did I say his name was? Rigger, that's it. The dwarven cook Rigger eventually comes around and passes out meals to everybody. You all dine and enjoy your day as the little halfling, after dinner, sits down with a flute and plays a little music for the crew. You have a rather enjoyable, carefree evening. Eventually, watches are set within the crew for the night. It is a 6-person crew. However, if anyone chooses to do watches with them, nobody will tell you no. What do you guys want to do for the remainder of the evening?
Yeah, I'll go on first watch with whoever that is.
I don't mind taking a couple of watches as well.
Yeah, we gotta make our way.
Okay. So, the first watch is Liam. It is you and Ainsley, the female halfling. Most of the crew kind of head off down to bed. Ainsley takes the helm for her watch. And lights are lit around the boat, though the lights themselves are not many. It's more just to kind of keep an eye on where they're going and providing enough illumination to see around them for any signs of life or anything to attack them without drawing attention to them, if that makes sense.
And as it starts to get dark, I will slip on my new dark vision goggles.
Absolutely. So, Since you're taking first watch with Ainflea at the helm, why don't you go ahead and make your perception check for the evening?
Ooh, that's a 22.
Very nice. With a 22, you're watching out into the forests and checking the water, looking up at the sky, and it is still a very quiet, cloudless evening. It's quite beautiful, in fact. You do see occasionally you see a couple bears going through the woods. You also spot a small group of kobolds on the southern side of the river who seem to be a little bit of a hunting party. You're just, with your dark vision, you're just able to make out the scurry of them going from bush to bush, but their focus more seems to be in the interior of the woods themselves, not on your ship.
Gotcha. Notes taken. All right.
Okay. With that, your watch is over. Who's going to take the second watch?
I'll take the second watch.
All right. As we trade places, I'll relay to you the information about the kobolds and say, watch out. That doesn't look like they're hunting us. They're pretty small, but you never know what they might stir up on accident. They're not very smart. So just keep your eye in that southern direction.
Will do.
Okay, Vale. Go ahead and make your perception check for me.
Ooh, that is going to be a 6.
Okay. So you are joined by the Tabaxi woman at the helm. And with a 6, you're honestly more distracted by the waves. And you've never really been on a boat before, other than your time on the previous fishing vessel. And just the churning of the water and the way the boat just kind of goes up and down. It's kind of churning your stomach a little bit. And you're having a hard time focusing on your surroundings. Yep. But your 2 hours do go by, and other than the occasional sounds of a kind of odd squawking, like it's more of a ah kind of thing that you occasionally hear out in the distance. But apart from that, you're not really getting anything.
All right.
Who's going to take the third watch?
Would this third watch bring us right into morning?
No.
No, it's more like probably around... it's about more like 2-ish in the morning. There's still 2 more watches left.
Okay, I'll take this next watch as well.
Peppermint, please.
And then I'll go to sleep.
Okay.
Or trance.
Okay. Yeah, it is sleep because you're a half drow. Go ahead and make your next perception check.
That's an 11.
Okay. With an 11, it's still just hard to keep focused. Like the churning in your stomach is starting to go away, and you're getting a little bit better on your sea legs, but other than the occasional sound of squawking that you hear in the woods themselves, you're not really getting a whole lot. Doesn't seem like there's anything really out there. Who's going to take the fourth and final watch?
I'll do it if you don't want Big Dog.
I will. I'll wake up early and do some push-ups.
Okay. So,
Apollyon's watches always go good.
Vale, I forgot to mention that your watch was with the human male, the tanned human male that you had seen. The last watch.
Oh, your second watch. Okay.
The last watch.
There we are.
Apollyon, you are joined by the human woman, Bull, for the final watch. And with a 19 perception, you're standing on the towards the back of the ship, the bow of the ship, and you're looking out between the two ballistas, and something to the south catches your eye. You see a moderately large shape, almost the size of a horse, but as it's going through, weaving around the trees and the bushes, what you catch sight of, Apollyon, is a griffin. A griffin that seems to be
Oh, snap.
somewhat stalking the ship as it makes its way along the south side of the forest.
Who's the person that's accompanying me on this watch?
That's Bull. Bull the human.
Hey, Bull. Ever seen one of these creatures before? Looks like it's following us.
Bull kind of looks out, and she's trying to see what you're pointing at. I went ahead and threw it up on the map for you, Apollyon, just so you could kind of see where it is. But it's right down there. And the human is looking out there, trying to... I don't see anything. What do you see, Apollyon?
You said you put it on the map? I don't see it either. Oh, there it is. Okay.
It's down there, yeah.
Well, so would Apollyon know that this is a griffin?
Well, go ahead and make a survival
Like a nature check.
Yeah, or a nature check. That's fine too. Either or. Nature or survival.
As soon as my character sheet loads.
What's your intelligence modifier? Just roll d20.
Thank you. Thank you.
18. I have a +4 to intelligence because of this stupid circlet.
Yep. So, with an 18 nature, I would say, yeah, you can definitely tell that what this is a griffin. The head and wings of an eagle and the body of a lion. So they're quite ferocious creatures.
Yeah, ferocious. Looks like a griffin out there to me. We should keep an eye on that. Could be a fearsome opponent.
Okay. Yeah, keep an eye on it. If it comes toward us or anything, we gotta sound the alarm. You want to do anything else about it?
No, that's pretty much captivating his attention now. He's going to continue to look out on that side and kind of see if he can keep track of it.
So you're watching it for the next hour, and you can see this griffin kind of moving in and out of the trees, heading in the same direction as you guys along the river. It doesn't fly out and attack. It seems to be keeping pace with you well enough, but it doesn't seem to be moving out to strike or anything like that. But it's odd the way the thing seems intent on following you, or at least it's going in the same direction. And with your perception, I'm going to say, you can tell it's keeping an eye on the ship.
Well, okay.
You continue on like this for the better part of the night until your watch is ended. As the watch is ending and you're focused entirely on this griffin down to the south of you all, Go ahead, Apollyon, give me one more perception check. Everyone now, you're beginning to rouse from your slumber in having just completed a long rest. You're waking up
I
and...
just want to.
Yep, go
I just
ahead.
want to say, before I went to bed, and I'm going to do this every time. If I have the spell slots for it, I'm going to recast Animate Dead to gain control over the zombies in my portable hole.
Okay, no problem. Apollyon, one more perception check, please.
Yeah, sorry, it's taking me a minute there.
The way this thing's been...
Apollyon with the perception today.
Yeah. The way this thing has been stalking you, you're really beginning to wonder about it. And it's almost as though the thing's watching you. So much so that it makes you turn your attention towards the bow of the ship. And as you do, and you see now that as this creature has been stalking you from behind and keeping your attention on it, 4 more griffins are closing in from the north, or from the east, towards your ship. You have just enough time to call out an alarm as these creatures begin to fly in towards the ship.
Incoming!
So,
Am I right about where we would be leaving the shore?
I'm gonna
or
be-
is that the other that area?
I'm going to be
Okay.
moving you guys to where you would be. Because everybody is pretty much in their bunks. Remove him. He's technically...
I guess Eloise is sleeping in today.
Yep.
Do you have stats on these ballista?
I do, actually. But give me 1 second. Looks like I forgot to pull out the token for the other human.
Polly's devilfish is still there too.
5 griffins. Oh, here we go, level 7, boys.
Okay. So, I'm going to need everybody to go ahead and roll for initiative for me. Don't forget to click on your token first, please.
Oh, god damn it. Fucking bird.
Bird, 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 bird is the word.
Okay. Did everybody get in?
Yep. Except for me. Yep.
Yes, sir.
I'm available.
I'm a lot lower than I want to be, but I'm in there.
Well, it looks like the Golden Boi, Apollyon, is up first. And you see now 5 griffins all around you. 4 to the bow of the ship, 1 to the stern. What are you guys wanting to do?
Big Doug?
Your turn, Polly.
Oh yeah, these guys are coming in for the kill. I'm going to move. To right here. And I'm going to throw a javelin at this closest one right here. I'll also use my bonus action to go into a rage.
I like it.
Oh my god. My character sheet is loading very slowly. I apologize.
Is Liam's fighting buddy going to be in our...
He said he'll defend himself, but he's not on
I
our
will
jury,
also
so
attack reckless.
You did not see him come out, I will say. So you launch your javelin out with a 21, and it does absolutely stab into that griffin, and as does the 27. So go ahead and roll your damage for both of those.
Oh, I was rolling for advantage.
Oh, is that... Sorry. I misunderstood you.
That's just one.
Anyway, it does definitely hit.
$11 damage total with rage.
Okay, 11 damage as this javelin goes flying through the air, piercing the side of this creature, and you just see it fumble with its flapping a little bit, trying to get up. Decent damage.
And then
Oh, he just dropped out of roll 20.
yeah, I'm lagging real bad. Hold on, give me a second. Can you guys hear me? I'm reloading.
Yeah, we can hear
Yeah, I
you.
can hear you. You might have to roll a second shot for him.
Yeah, do you want me to just roll for you, Apollyon, or you good? Oh, you're back.
It's loading right now.
You're back.
Technology.
Oh, yeah.
I thought upgrading my internet would make this a little bit better, but I think it's honestly just my computer. Yeah, it's just giving me the circle of death on the character sheet.
Yeah, sorry. You want me to go ahead and roll?
Yeah, if you got it open, go for it.
Yeah.
I'll throw my javelin again, since it's not close enough for me to melee attack.
Yep, I can do that. One more javelin thrown at you, at the griffin. And that's a 24, which does hit. So 9 more points of piercing damage to this griffin. That's been flying towards you guys. Plus your rage and lightning. Yep. So 13 total.
Yep. Cool. Alright, well, that's all.
2 javelins in the side of this creature, and it's looking a little hurt. And it is its turn. So, enraged by the attacks it has just taken from you, Apollyon, this creature that was aiming at you, or that you had aimed at, flies down towards you and attacks at you twice, once with its beak and once with its claws. Beak attack is a 22.
Yeah, that's a hit.
So 8 points of piercing, halved because of your rage, so that's 4.
What?
So 4 points of piercing damage. The claw attack is also a 22. Damn.
Just barely getting me.
So 10 points of slashing damage reduced in half, so 5.
Does it give me resistance against slashing?
Piercing, slashing, bludgeoning, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Okay. That's its turn. Let's see, we're going to go around in a circle and let's see, what is their movement speed? 80 feet. Awesome.
Hey, they have a flying speed of 80 feet.
They got 80 feet flying. Damn.
That's how they ambushed us so fast.
Yep. And it's flying in and it's attacking this horse right over here, which is just one of the draft horses, it looks like. So it's got 2 attacks, one with its beak. 19 does hit. Oh, that's 7 points of damage. Second attack with its claws. And that's a 10, which misses. Oh, wait a minute. No, they're... Sorry about that. It does just hit because the draft horse's AC is fucking 10.
Yes.
So 9 more points of slashing damage to this creature, and it just grabs onto this horse and begins flying upward with it. It can't get very far because it only has about 10 more feet of movement, but it's flying up overhead, clutching this horse in its talons.
Hey, that's our horse!
Third griffin. Let's see. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. It's coming after you, Golden Boy. You are the one in front there.
Bring it.
First attack with its beak. And that's a 17, which I know misses.
That's a miss.
And its claws are an 8. Dear God, that's terrible. The next griffin comes flying up, and the crew has now begun coming out of their quarters at the fore side of the ship. And this griffin just lashes into the human man that you guys had met before. His name is Winu, who is, apparently, now that you're seeing him, is currently wearing chainmail. A 19 does hit for 8 points of piercing damage. Second attack with the griffin. And that's a 12, which misses, fortunately. That's it for its turn. Okay, this last one is coming flying towards all of you from behind and lands just on top of the quarterdeck and just attacks you, Veil, who is right there in front of him. So its first attack with its beak is a 23 to hit. I assume that hits.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
And
that'll hit.
That's
Oh, wait,
9.
hold on. Wait. I'm going to cast shield.
Okay, as a reaction, you are casting shield. So it's
Didn't you have
slammed.
that in your ring?
But
Was that Liam?
I think he said he had that in his ring of spell storing.
Yeah, I could still. Yeah, I'll do it out of the ring.
But that only
Save
gives you a
myself.
+5.
Okay, so what is your AC normally?
Hold on a second, let me look.
With or without mage armor. He doesn't have mage armor up on the thing.
Every morning I cast mage armor. I thought we established that.
Yeah, we have. I'm fine with
Okay.
that.
So I'm an 18 plus shield.
So
That would
that
be a 23.
he just hits you.
Oh, okay.
Then.
All right. Well, I still cast shield then. So
Yeah, that's fine. You did cast shield.
Yeah,
However, the
alright.
shield just popped up after he had slashed through you. So 9
That's
points
it.
of piercing damage.
Okay.
Second attack is with its claws. And that's a 24. So
Yeah.
and with that, 7 more points of slashing damage to you, Veil.
Oh,
all right, got it.
Okay. So that is the Griffin's turn. Blood, you're up next.
am I considered to be in melee range of this thing? Or
Yes.
am I a little...
You are technically within melee range of this thing.
Yeah, well, disengage, move away, come up here to, I guess, is that... What is this thing?
That's the mast. That's the center
It's not
mast of the ship.
Okay. So, I mean, I didn't see sails or anything coming up, and so... He'll slide up, get down by the mast, and he's just going to turn around and fire at the one that's unveiled.
Okay.
And he's going to go sharpshooter, and he is going to activate the blazing or the scorching bowstring. So we'll fire all of it. Oh, that is just terrible.
Unfortunately, yeah, that's gonna miss. You shoot that flaming bowstring and just pop goes right into the railing of the upper deck, right where the griffin is kind of standing, just missing him.
Let's say the flaming arrow hits the wooden ship. It would have missed even without sharpshooter, because I don't think 11 hits them. I think they're like a 14 or something.
Nope.
All
Not
right.
at all.
Oh, well. But yeah, so he's just gonna kind of crouch down a little bit lower, kind of keep an eye on the horses, try and calm them down, and just hang out right there.
One of them is currently being hauled upward into
Well,
the air by one of the
his
griffins,
horse.
just
He
so
doesn't
you
give a-
know.
He doesn't give a fuck about that draft horse. He cares about his horse.
Wow. Okay. With that, we come to Veil. What are you gonna do, bud?
All right, so Vale kind of tries to shake off that attack that just really hurt him, and he just looks at himself. He looks at the giant griffin in front of him. He looks at his friends, and he kind of just puts his head down and casts Blink as his action, and then for his bonus action, he pulls out the portable hole and lets loose 6 zombies to just try to take over this griffin, crawling all over, scratching, biting, just trying to grapple it to keep it to stand still. I cannot control 6 zombies right now currently. I mean,
If
like,
you release
physically
control,
myself on the
you
computer.
could probably do it.
No, I can do it for you. It's no problem.
Okay, thank you. And then, so they're all going to do grapple. I'm going to instruct all of them to hold this thing down. and then I'm going to attempt to blink the F out of here. With a 9, does not blink.
Okay,
But,
so with the zombies, refresh my memory on how the animate spell works. Is it on your turn they're moving?
Yes, it's a bonus action to command them.
Okay. So I'm gonna say this is a tough one with a portable hole. I think what I've done before is I've said that their action to your command action as the bonus action is getting them out of the hole on the first turn, and then on the second turn you can command them to do whatever it is you're wanting to do.
All right. So what I thought we were doing was the item interaction. So I have my action, which I use to blink.
Yeah, I think we agreed it took their full movement to get out of the bag, but they could get 10
It was
feet
half movement.
It was half movement
yeah.
to get out of the hole.
out of the bag, so they could get around.
Okay. Yeah, I'm fine with that, I guess. So half movement to get out of the hole. Their movement is 20 feet.
Yeah,
Yes.
20 feet.
So they can move 10 feet up based on... you know what? I forgot to move us to the new map, so let me do that real quick.
Man, I'm terrified enough on the current map.
No, I'm moving the viewers to the new map so they can see it. What's going on here? Anyway, okay. So they kind of have to mass around you based on the nature of the area you're in, because you're like right up against a wall. But they are going to be able to move around. So I'm going to move this one 5, 10. This one 5, 10. 5, say 5, 10, 5, and 5. Okay, so I'm not sure if you can see it. I'm not sure if you have visual veil or not, but three of them.
I can see it.
Okay, good. Then 3 of them have moved to one side of the ship and gone up the stairs. 2 of them are in melee range now with the griffin. The other 3 are kind of moving around.
Okay, so the 2 that are in melee range, have them try to grapple,
Okay,
please.
I can do that. That is just going to be their strength check to grapple against the griffin.
Gotta think a big bird like that's pretty strong. Hopefully you roll bad this time.
So, Veil Zombie first. There's a 16.
I like how you named him that.
The Griffin is a 21. So the first zombie tries to grapple. Unfortunately, the Griffin just smacks it away with his wing and pushes that zombie aside. The second zombie attempts this as well. And he rolled an 11 versus the Griffin 17. So neither of them are able to grapple the Griffin, but the Griffin is now currently being harried by 2 of the zombies. Okay.
All right. So now he's within striking range of me, correct?
Yes, he is.
Okay. I don't like that. Did he use his reaction? Is that using his reaction to fight off the grapple, or is that just
No, that's just the contest.
how grapple works?
Yeah, that's just how grapple works.
Okay. Then I'm gonna risk it and try to run.
Yeah, you still got shield up. You should be alright.
Yep, you still have shield up. It will get an attack of opportunity, but
Except this bastard's rolling
so let's
awesome.
go ahead and try that. And it rolled a 25, so it does hit. As you duck down and you're running away from this griffin, and it just slashes with its claws into your back, doing 15 points of damage. That is a heavy hit.
All right. Now, is that
Matt's rolling good. Watch out.
Oh,
What's up, Vale?
I hold on. I'm outside of the vehicle right now, but
Okay.
is that does that affect my concentration, or is Blink a concentration spell? I'll have to look.
Let me look. I can look real quick.
I think it is because you're able to. No, it's not.
No, it does not seem
Damn,
like it
he
is.
rolled a 23 and a 25 against you. Damn.
And 24.
All right, so how much damage was it total? 15?
15 points of damage.
All right, let me take that off. And that will... I'm going to move, and then that will be my turn. But
Okay.
let me take the 15 damage off first, then I'll move my character.
Yep.
You can continue to... Jareth should be next.
Jareth, did he roll?
Yeah, I rolled him afterwards.
Yeah, Jareth has
I think I
an
rolled an
18 there, but he's not on the initiative order.
Okay, I can add him real quick. That's no problem.
Oh, now there's 2 Jareths.
Mm.
Anyway, yeah, go. We'll let Jareth go first before Winu. That's no problem. What are you wanting Jareth to do?
Jareth is going to give the help action to he's going to fly over in the griffin that Apollyon attacked. He's going to try to dive bomb it, scratch at his eyes and beak, and give it a little distraction to give the next person who attacks it advantage.
Okay. So Apollyon, you watch as Jareth comes flying out from the darkness and begins just harrying this griffin that's right in front of you. The one that you had attacked and currently has 2 javelins sticking out of its side.
All right, get some.
Okay. Next we come to Winu, who was attacked by a griffin and is looking pretty pissed off about this fact. Let's see, what do I got for him? Okay, so the first thing you see is you see him kind of smash his hands together extremely hard, and he just yells this mighty, mighty yell. And as he does, he uses his giant might ability. He now doubles in size, becoming large. And as he's standing there on the deck, 1 foot on the prow there, he just goes into a full-on angry attack with the scimitar that he pulls out. That is a 17, which I believe hits. Yep, it does. 9 points of damage to the griffin, and he just slashes through this creature. He has a second attack. 19 again. 12 more points of damage. Okay. That is it for his turn. But still, that's a decent hit. Next, we have the captain's turn. and the captain runs over to the mast, kind of where you're standing, Blood, and she looks over at you and she says, "Get these things off my ship!"
Oh, yeah. I'll do that right away.
She then pulls out a short bow. And she is taking aim at the same griffin that is currently harrying Apollyon, the one that Jareth came down and gave her advantage on, so she's getting advantage on that. And that is a 20, which definitely hits. Doing 10 more points of damage to the griffin that's attacking you, Apollyon.
Good riddance.
Yep. And that's it for her. Liam, you're up next, buddy. What are you doing?
I'd like to take my bonus action to whistle at Gravel and point towards the inside of the deck to try and get him to go that direction. While I do, I'm backing up to get out of the way of the zombies. And I'm going to take a couple shots at this griffin that's trying to pick up one of our horses that looks pretty dead right now. So I'll take 2 shots at him.
Okay, I like it. Yep, 22 is definitely going to hit.
Maximum damage on the first shot. Let's see, one more shot at him. Does an 18 hit also?
18 hits as well.
Maximum damage 2 times in a row, 26 points of damage with 2 shots.
And that was the griffin over here?
No, the one over here that's trying to fuck with our horse, yeah.
Got it, thank you.
Yeah, it looks like Veil has that one pretty well surrounded pretty soon here, so I figure he's got that one, so I'm attacking this one.
Yep, absolutely. And 26 points of damage. Very powerful hit. Doing anything else on your turn? Oh,
no,
gravel.
I used my bonus action to command Gravel, so no.
Yep, I'm going to go ahead and say that on your turn, because go ahead and make your animal handling check for me.
That's an 18, or a 22, I'm sorry.
Yeah, absolutely. With a 22, you call out to Gravel and give it its order, and you see it moving, pulling a little bit and chewing through the rope that was holding it where it was, and it begins creeping up towards the mast in the center of the room, or the center of the deck.
Awesome. Yeah, I want him to get out of the range of fire here, but that's all I can do with my turn. That's my turn.
Okay. Next, we come up to Ainfleet. Let's see what we're gonna have her do. Okay, let's see here. Looking based on where she is, she can't really get away from the griffin. So, she's gonna look at the griffin and call out, "Hey, Griffin! You're not supposed to be here! You're supposed to be somewhere in the mountains! What did you do? Get lost? And she's casting Tasha's Hideous Laughter.
Shit talking a big bird.
Pretty much.
I thought that was going to be vicious mockery for a second. That's still great. I love it.
Needs to make a wisdom saving throw. Which is an 11, which fails.
Can a bird laugh?
Throwing and laughing.
We're about to find out.
Why is it
Who's he
not?
casting it on?
This one here.
Let's see.
Oh, I just
It's
realized.
intelligence of 4. Yeah, that's the
Yeah.
thing. Does it? Yeah. Unfortunately, she casts the spell, and the griffin just kind of looks at her and does that. You know how when birds hear something and they just do that weird cockhead thing, like what the hell? That's basically all the griffin does. It doesn't have the intelligence to understand the
Man,
spell.
I thought a griffin would be smarter than that. Damn it, that should have worked.
Yeah,
that was a good try.
I thought it was a good idea for what she can do, but sure enough, no. That's a bummer. Oh well. She's going to hold her position, because that's all she can do. Cheeky is up next. Let's see. Cheeky is going to climb up the side of the wall right there where she is at. So I'm going to make her do a athletics check. Actually, she doesn't even need to because she's a cat. So she goes climbing up the front of this of the deck here, up to here, and comes running over to help Apollyon with the griffin there. Let's see, how many attacks does she have? Okay, yeah, she has 2 attacks. So you see this tabaxi woman come running up and begin just punching the living shit out of this griffin. First attack is a 12, which just hits. So 10 points of bludgeoning damage there. Second attack is a 15, which also hits. 7 more points of damage, so that's 17 in total there. And then she is, I think she's going to go into Flurry of Blows. Yeah, she's going to spend 1 key point to make 2 more unarmed strikes. 15 hits. 7 more points of damage. Critical hit with a 27. So another 11, so that's 18 more points of damage.
Geeky. Bloods and love.
Wouldn't accept it. Okay. I believe she still has a bonus action, if I'm not mistaken.
The bonus action is the Flurry of Blows.
That's right. Yeah, as a bonus action. Yeah, so that's it for her. So
we're about 23 minutes past break time. I hate breaking it up in the middle of a battle, but this looks like it's going to drag on for a minute.
Need a pee? No problem. Let's go ahead and take our break. We will be back in about 10 minutes, everybody, so stay tuned.
Let's slay these griffins.
Okay, everybody, we are going to go ahead and jump right back on in. Thanks for your patience. We're picking things up right at the top of the initiative order with Apollyon the Golden Boi. So, Apollyon, what are you doing here?
Alright. I'm gonna attack this griffin right in front of me with my Scimitar of Speed.
Yeah, you are.
And I have advantage because of the familiar?
No, you do not because
For the can't use that up.
Okay. Well, I'll just attack recklessly anyway.
Okay, go ahead and attack recklessly. Yep, 12's definitely going to hit. Or 22's going to hit, so 16 damage total.
16 damage. Alright, I'm gonna attack a second time.
Yeah, that griffin's looking really hurt as your scimitar goes slicing through him. 18's going to hit.
$12 damage.
Yeah, 12 damage is definitely enough to slice through the griffin a second time. The first cut goes right across his chest, and you just twist around and cut a second time at an angle, slicing through the griffin's neck. You just see this big spurt of blood go flying out as the thing drops to the deck, holding onto just the railing a little bit with his paws before it just drops and splashes into the water of the river below.
Let's go.
Hell yeah.
He is gone.
Alright. Wait.
Kill him over the deck.
So there was 5 of them?
Yeah.
Alright, so... is the one dragging the horse, is he close enough to... like, vertical-wise to attack?
I think you got a second one attack now. You
Yeah,
could
this
attack
one
him.
here is right next to you. It's on the...
Alright, well, let's do that one.
Okay.
Alright, I turn around and do my bonus action to attack one more time with the scimitar.
Okay. A 12 just barely hits.
Alright. Ooh, another 15 damage.
15 more damage, very nice. Yeah, you slash into this other griffin, and he's looking pretty bad as well. Blood is now pouring freely from the slash across his side that you did with your scimitar, and it's taken quite a bit of pummeling from the tabaxi next to you. Is that your turn?
Yep, that's all I can do.
Okay. Now we come up to the griffin's turn. So we're going to start with this griffin right up here, who currently has the horse in its talons and is currently flying upward. It had been hit by... I want to...
Liam.
Yeah, by Liam, I think, with his bow. He is now just going to be flying away, because it has something in its arms. Its movement speed is halved, because it's carrying something, but it is going to fly 40 feet away. There, you can just see the griffin flying over the treetops to the north. Second one just barely managing to hold on in a fit of rage. It is going to be... It's looking between the two of you. Apollyon, you were the last one to hit it, so it is attacking you. Now, I believe it has advantage because you attacked recklessly.
That's right.
So the first attack is a 17 with its beak, which misses, I believe.
I raise my shield up and deflect him away.
Second with a 15, it just slashes at you, and you catch it, its claws with your shield, and just push back away from it. That's it for that guy's turn. This guy over here is currently engaged with the big guy. He's making his attacks. That was not supposed to be an advantage, but missed anyway, I believe. Let me just double check here.
I'd say for creatures like that, doesn't it always roll it twice, regardless?
No, not in this instance. No, okay. Second one is with its claws. Misses again. These griffins are just slashing away at you guys, but he's holding his own. That's it for that one, that one. The last one, over here, next to the zombies that Veil had sent up. It's doing its first attack against one of the zombies.
No.
17 definitely hits. So 12 piercing to the first zombie. Its second attack with its claws. Is it 14 hit?
It's a zombie. Well, it depends on
Yeah,
did he
it's a
put armor
zombie.
on any of them.
No, he never did.
Yeah.
So yeah, it definitely does hit. And 11 more slashing damage. It just pierces with its beak and then slashes through the zombie itself, killing the zombie. Just absolutely slashing it to pieces. And the zombie is down. The griffin kind of turns toward the other zombie and
Undead
just
fortitude.
snarls. Undead fortitude.
It's like the one.
So, Constitution saving throw, the DC of 5 plus the damage taken, unless the damage is radiant or from a critical hit. On a success, zombie drops to 1 hit point instead.
Okay. DC
So-
5 plus the damage taken, so that was
It's like
11.
23.
Well, the DC is... Yeah, that's the question. I guess it would be for both damage, because... So 23 plus 5.
Does it have to be like half that? So it'd be half of 28?
Oh, okay. I would
Hold
assume
on.
it'd be whatever dropped it, the damage of whatever dropped it.
That's what I'm trying to figure out now. If damage reduces the zombie to 0 hit points, it must... So that would technically be, yeah. It would be whatever the last hit was, I would say. So that's still... It's a 16. A DC of 16. So it fails. So zombie 1 is no more.
Alright.
But that is all the Griffin's turns. So, Blood, you're up next.
Well, he can see these other ones are kind of well engaged. He's going to shoot at the one that has it. He could go after the one carrying the horse away and kill it just for spite.
Focus fire.
But he'll go for the one that's over here next to the captain.
Well, the captain's right here.
Or whatever this one is.
Yeah,
Who is
the
human woman.
who's basically trying to steer the ship and not be attacked yet.
Then that's a good idea to kill that one because it's going after where he could kill the person that's fucking driving the ship.
Yep, absolutely. So go ahead.
Since we're gonna try to go for the gusto sharpshooter. We use the last flaming bowstring for the day. God damn it! Another 11. Fucking -5 is 6. Shit.
Once again, your shot goes wide and
It's the
just
same
misses
fucking roll.
the griffin completely.
Alright, well, fuck this time. Yeah, could I get advantage since there's so many enemies around it? Try again? No?
I don't think so. Not in this instance.
God damn it, well,
It's your turn.
Wait, begging for advantage is not a reason to give advantage?
fuck you.
I missed. Can I have advantage?
Oh, I didn't even think. I should have said it beforehand, but yeah. He'll just go over and
All right.
sit with fucking Shadows. His horse.
Okay, so Vale's going to tell the zombies to attack instead of grapple. So they're going to do their 20-foot movement speed.
Okay. Let's see here. Can you
I don't know
control them, or
why
do you
I'm
need
trying
me
to. Yeah, but when I move one, 3 of them go with it.
Huh.
Or 2 other ones go with it, I should say. So that last one, I don't think he's going to be able to make it there. I'll just have him start walking towards the other griffin, the one with the big guy next to it.
Oh, okay. So probably about right there. Okay. So you
I'll have him double move now.
Okay.
And then I'll roll the attacks for 1, 2, 3, 4 zombies.
Go right ahead.
Okay, so that one missed, obviously. I'm just rolling that slam, right? And then
Yeah, just roll
it
the
does
slam.
it for me? Okay.
Okay, so the 19 and the 15 do hit. So go ahead and hit the slam in red twice. Okay, 5 points of damage as 2 of these zombies do manage to connect with this griffin that just seems to be dancing back and forth around the deck of the ship. That does 5 damage.
All right, so Vale kind of looks at the hold on. Vale looks at the zombies and what they just did, and kind of just drops his jaw, like, "What the hell are these things doing? I'm not going to use them for that anymore." And he points his finger up at the griffin and tries to toll the dead with his action. Oh, actually, I think I need to, I'll do that on my character sheet, not the spell itself.
That is a wisdom saving throw. There you
Yep.
go. So that is a failure. So 17 points of necrotic damage to the griffin.
Yep.
Decent hit.
And that is my turn.
Okay. Yeah, that griffin, as you toll the dead, you hear that ringing sound going out in the griffin's ears, and you see a little bit of blood kind of trickling down the side of its griffin, or what was it, eagle-like face.
All right.
Okay. Jareth is up next.
He's going to swoop down and scratch at the one right in front of Apollyon. Let's see. And then come back. And kind of slide over and kind of perch around the sails.
Okay. I dig it. So that next person has advantage on that guy. Next we come to the human fighter, Winu. And he is, let's see. Okay. Okay, so for Winu, you see the scimitar that he's been carrying in his hand just begin to burst with fire as flames just begin to lick around the side of the weapon, and he is slashing at the griffin there with 2 strikes. First is a 27, which definitely does hit. And it didn't do the other one. I don't know why. Don't know why it didn't roll, but anyway, so yeah, 17 points of damage as he slashes at this creature with the scimitar, and you see just flames burst out of the griffin that he attacked. Doing a decent hit. Okay, second attack. Let's see if it'll actually work this time. Oh, a critical.
Critical.
And it still didn't do the fucking fire.
No, it did. It just only gave it.
Oh, no, it did.
It's a giant's might and fire, but it only gave it 1. It didn't actually. Maybe didn't roll it?
It's so weird why it's not working.
And a giant's might, is it really only getting 1 every single time for his 2 1d6? I mean, I guess it could be, but. Where's that?
It says 1d6 plus 2d6.
Oh, yeah.
It should be at least 3 damage, minimum.
Oh, the 1d6 is the swing. Well, fuck yeah, I don't know what the hell.
Yeah, I know, it's really weird. I'm gonna have to dig with this later, but anyway, it's more than enough to take out that griffin. Either way, I'm gonna take the 1 from the giant's might, the 11 from the slashing, and the 10 from the fire. So yeah, more than enough to take out that griffin. I have to figure out later why that's not working right. But anyway, you see the giant of a man slash through this griffin with his flaming scimitar, and the thing just drops to the ground and falls into the river with a as those flames burn through the griffin's, or the flame sizzles out from the water.
We're losing gold that way.
Next, we come to the captain. And why is it not? Let's see, what is she doing? She is using her bonus action to hide, and then she is going to take aim at the griffin over there with her short bow. And that's a 25, which definitely hits. $17 points of damage. A good sneak attack hit from the captain of the boat. Damage. Okay, and that's going to be it for her turn. Actually, she's going to come move over this direction, and she's going to duck down behind that canoe right there. So that's it for her. Liam, what are you doing?
Still concentration on this guy that's leaving with one of our horses. I'm shooting at that guy, so longbow shot. 18 hits.
18 does hit.
7 points of piercing.
Okay.
One more shot. Oh, an 11.
An 11 misses.
Yeah, I kind of figured it would. Alright, bonus action and still directing Gravel to go inside.
To go inside?
So one more animal handling.
Inside?
Yeah, get out of the where we were sleeping.
Can he go down steps?
Well, there are no steps from where he is. There's just 2 doors. One which you guys have been sleeping in, the captain's cabin, and then the other side, which is the crew quarters. Where are you trying to direct Gravel to?
I assume we left the door open because we're attacking griffins and we're not paying much attention to that. So just right here to where we came out of the captain's quarters.
Okay, I dig it. Go ahead and make an animal handling check.
Oh dear God!
So you call out and you're trying to direct Gravel, and the horse seems spooked and it's just kind of bucking its head and doesn't seem to be wanting to come towards you, towards where that griffin is standing.
All right, that's my turn.
Okay. Next we have Einleaf, who is finally free from the griffin. She's going to come running over to you, Veil. She's going to place a hand on you. And she is casting Cure Light Wounds. You seem pretty hurt.
Veil, what's her race?
Halfling.
Okay. He reluctantly allows her to, but once he realizes he needs it, he kind of comes to and gives her a nod of thanks.
Okay. And she is casting that at 2nd level, so that is 7 points of healing as she reaches out and you're kind of protesting at first, but she just pushed your hand away and touched you. And you feel that healing warmth kind of flow through your body for 7 points of healing.
Excellent.
Okay. Next we come up to the Cheeky Cloud. I love that name. Cheeky is just going full on monk on this griffin. First attack with the unarmed strike. 20 hits, 8 points of damage. Second strike. That's a 22. And so you watch as this tabaxi comes running up, punches once, just catches this griffin in the chin. Head flies back, and she jumps, flips over the creature, lands on its back, grabs its head, and just twists to snap this thing's neck. And the griffin drops to the deck of the ship, dead. Because I don't get to describe death too often. Anyway, Apollyon, you've now seen the 3 griffins around you guys dead. 2 of them has fallen off the side of the boat. 1 remains on deck. What are you doing?
Well, I'm gonna go down towards the other one to help my friends. Actually, I think I can get there if I dash.
What's your stupid movement speed at this point, Apollyon?
40.
Okay.
So if I dash, I can get 80. I can get up to somewhere. Oh, this zombie's dead. Can you move that zombie? There we go. And because I dashed, I'll use my bonus action to gore him with my horns.
I like it. A 12 just hits.
6 damage. Oh, I get rage too.
Yep, plus your rage. So 10 points of damage as you just all watch Apollyon charging across the deck, down the stairs, up another stairs, lowering his head, and just rams into this griffin, goring him for 10 points of damage. He's looking really hurt at this point.
Hell yeah.
Okay. That's it for Apollyon's turn. We now come to the griffin. The griffin carrying the horse is going to continue to move another 40 feet away at full speed. And for the purposes of this, since he's off the map, I'm going to say he's gone.
Actually, if he's only got 80 feet of movement, I've got one more round without disadvantage.
Fine. But I'm moving him off the map for now. But I'll still allow you to make it.
Fair enough. Okay.
But the other griffin, he too is really, really hurt at this point. He doesn't really have much else he can do without dying. He's going to try to get away. And wounded and in pain, this griffin alights into the air and begins to try to fly off. So, 4 zombies and Apollyon all need to make attacks against him. Attacks of
Opportunity attack.
That's the word I was trying to say. Yeah, for the purposes of this, between Apollyon's slash and all of the zombies, you're going to take down the griffin. He only had 10 hit points. So,
Apollyon, I'd like to point out, by the way, that's worded. You can't use that unless you take the dash action on your turn to move. It's similar to my charger feat.
What are you talking about?
Your goring rush. You need a running start to use it.
he used the dash action. That's what he did.
Yeah, he went 80.
Oh, I thought this was a reaction we're talking about here.
No, not for the gore.
Okay.
Not for the
Yeah,
horns.
this is the action now.
Yeah.
I swung my scimitar.
Oh,
The 23 is his reaction.
mine must be really behind. I'm still showing goring rush. I don't know why I'm so far behind.
Yeah, just roll down.
It's roll
Anyway.
20.
Between Apollyon's slash and all of the zombies, you're all easily able to take down this griffin. So, Veil and Apollyon, how does this look?
I like to think that as he was taking off, the zombies all just at once just bash their fist into the side of its, rib cage and thigh, and just some really parts that you don't want to get punched or slammed, and as they do that, they're just doing damage, and Apollyon just does the coup de grace and slices it right in the throat.
Indeed.
Yeah, get some, flying jabroni.
And as the last griffin falls to the deck dead, the last one's kind of disappearing over the horizon. Liam.
Well, Blood will take another shot too because he's got sharpshooter.
Okay.
One
Both-
final hope for that one'll hit.
Yep, that one will definitely hit.
And I'm guessing since this thing's flying away, is it expecting a shot? So would sharpshooter, would a sneak attack kick in, or is it just a regular sharpshooter
I'd
shot?
say probably sneak attack will kick in.
Yeah.
Matt, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
So
Okay,
that's
I had to restart my computer. I'm gonna need you to roll these 2 shots for me.
Yep, I can do that.
How far away is he right now? 80 feet?
100. He's about 100.
Yep.
105.
Yeah,
Excellent.
I get 150 feet without disadvantage.
I got 31 or 35 damage on my sharpshooter shot.
So I rolled a 10 and a 17. The 17 does hit. So 13 more points of damage on top of the 35.
What are you gonna do? The horse might have been. What the fuck,
And-
Phil?
There's no way that horse was
I
alive.
know, but still, you know.
I'm just to draw this whole thing out. 3 arrows go flying through the air. All 3 of them strike, and you all just see this horse being held by a griffin, and the griffin's wings just flap upward and land against each other in like one of those butterfly moments. Then suddenly, this small bolt of red energy goes flying outward in the air towards the griffin. What's the 150 feet? Yeah, that would hit
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
let me
And you
roll that
upcast
real
it.
quick.
God damn, dude. Shit. We started a forest fire, is what we did.
And yeah, that's a 15. So the horse and the griffin are just both starting to plummet half of a millisecond before boosh, and a huge just explosion of fire, reducing both the griffin and the horse to ash and smoke. With 35 points of damage, that's I mean, the three arrows that killed them, or sorry, 2 of them actually hit and killed, and then the fireball just annihilated what was left. And you just see these black smoldering chunks rain down into the woods in the distance.
Well, there was a chance we could have recovered the horse.
So wait, hold on. You're telling me that you guys shot it out of the air, and it died, and this horse would have survived the fall?
I'm saying there was a chance. I'm saying there was a chance. There's no chance once you incinerate the both of them.
If the horse was still alive, he would have suffered a much worse death from that fall. I say, as I blink into the ethereal plane.
As he just disappears. Is it every round that you reappear, by the way, Vale?
Yes, at the end of my turn, I can disappear, and then at the beginning of my next turn, I appear within, I think, 10 feet of my location.
Okay.
That I disappeared from.
Just so we're aware of how things are going right now. You guys are sailing down the river at going about 2 miles per hour. In 6 seconds, Vale disappears, and then the boat keeps going for about 6 seconds. So I'm going to say probably only about maybe 15 feet. So you would probably be reappearing in this general area.
Works like that.
However, you roll randomly to determine where you come out. Isn't that correct?
No, I get to choose within 10 feet.
Within 10 feet.
I believe.
So,
Let me pull up the.
yeah, pull up the spell again real quick, just so we all understand. Now, where I moved you is basically where the boat would have gotten when you reappear. So instead of moving the map, I moved you, basically. But let's see here. At the start of your next turn, when the spell ends, if you're on the ethereal plane, you return to an unoccupied space of your choice you can see within 10 feet. So yeah, you wouldn't have accidentally disappeared off the ship or reappeared.
Well, either way,
somewhere.
it says from the spot you vanished. So regardless if the boat was going 100 miles an hour from the spot I vanished.
No, the spot you vanished is relative to the spot on the Earth, whereas the boat is continuing to move east. So what I'm saying is you would have reappeared in the same spot, but the boat wouldn't have necessarily been in the same spot. Does that make sense?
I see what he's saying. I get what you say.
No, I understand what you're saying, but
But in this instance,
I'll look more into it. Yes, I understand.
But in this instance, regardless, since you can choose within the 10 feet, you still would have reappeared back on deck. Just the way the spell's wording, you still would have been able to reappear back on deck. However, if it was worded a little bit differently, the theoretical idea is you could have appeared just in the air where the boat was.
Yes, I get it, and
yeah, it's abstract, but Blink doesn't work that way, so you're fine. No worries.
All right.
It would have been a lot funnier if it did. I'm just saying. If
it
was like a
I would
random
have had a backup plan for that though.
Oh sure, absolutely.
Don't you have Misty Step or?
That's what I would have done. As soon as I reappeared, I would have bonus action Misty Step 30 feet back onto the boat.
Oh yeah, absolutely. But it would have been fun to watch the process.
Yeah, it would have been a nice show of events.
But anyway, you do appear a little bit away from where you were, but you reappear in your spot. Like, oh, okay. But the griffins are now dead.
Okay. The first thing I do is I walk over to the captain, and as I'm walking over, I'm popping out my my notebook and pen, and I'm going to write down one griffin fell into the water, and one griffin got incinerated 100 feet away from us, and I'm going to have the captain initial on it just so we could get the reward for it.
Okay, I like it. I will say that it was 2 griffins that fell in the water and 1 that got incinerated, but she will mark down that she agrees that is what happened. She initials your book for you, and you guys can go and harvest the other 2 heads.
Perfect.
Whether or not they'll hold any weight, we will wait and see.
Getting special parts off griffins for like spells or any shit like that.
Thanks for watching.
Bud doesn't know dick about magic, so he doesn't know.
What were you?
I say like yeah, he's just gonna ask. I guess I was like, hey, with griffins, do any of their pots make for good spell components? Or are there? I mean, and I'll ask anybody: are there talons or the beaks so that can we sell that shit? He doesn't know. Well, he might.
I'm not sure. I could roll for I don't know, intelligence or something if you want that.
He could possibly know if parts are valuable dealing with these things in the Federation, but that's about it.
Why don't a couple of you make either survival or nature checks?
Oh shit. Where's our druid? Oh yeah, as I say, Liam's got a good one. Ooh.
Okay. Veil, you think you've heard that the claws are mildly valuable to apothecary work, but you're not 100% sure. Maybe the feathers might be worth something. And I mean, the thing does have a pelt on it, so some parts might be valuable, but you're not 100% sure.
As I'm recalling this in my head, I think about the valuable feathers and claws, and then I think about the bird that was just incinerated, the griffin that was just incinerated 150 feet out.
Yeah, it's smoldering somewhere. You can look back, and in the distance, in the early morning light, you can see a little plume of smoke going somewhere in the forest.
Smells like fried chicken.
But you all are now firmly awake, and it is morning on the second day of your travel.
Make note of our 2 heads that we have.
Yep. Whoever has the haversack holding can
I think
put in.
I think Alyssa was in charge of it, but I'll make notes of it.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's going to be 5 heads total.
Well, I'll put like asterisks next to the other ones to see if we can get them, but I'll separate them out from actual heads to, theoretical heads.
Yeah, we don't have our druid to make a really good nature check.
Well, fuck. You got Liam with his. He's got 7 to nature, probably since survival. Same thing.
I rolled the damn 3, man. I don't know what to tell you.
Hey, the thing of that, how many tuned items do you have, Liam?
Out of character, I have 1.
Would you like that chef's dagger that gives you advantage against game and creatures like that if you ever want to start skinning shit? Because Blood's not using it.
I mean,
You can always bring it later if you don't want it, if you get something else.
You have to attune to it?
Yeah, it's an attunable thing.
yeah, I guess.
Yeah. If you want to put that on his, I'll delete it from mine if you want to give it to him, man.
Okay. Let's see how I can do Well, it will take me a few minutes to work on this, so while I'm doing that, it is the morning of the next day. So what are you guys wanting to do?
I'd like to do a little bit of fishing again. That's alright. And then I'll do training for the rest of the day.
It's easily done. Before we start that, why don't we go ahead and roll for today's events to see how the day turns out. Okay, I'm gonna need 2 players to each roll a d8, and then one of them roll a d20.
Alright, I'll take the d20 this time.
Okay, interesting. So, as the day begins, it's once again a beautiful, clear day. The sun is shining, there's nary a cloud in the sky, and the winds are moving favorably in your eastern direction. You see, as the day begins, all of the crew members kind of moving out and working together, pulling down the sails, checking lines, so on and so forth. The various things one would do on a boat. Liam, go ahead and roll me another d20.
That's a 19.
Okay. Okay. So, as the day progresses, Liam, you said you wanted to start fishing again. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Fishing gear is passed out to all those who want to do it. So, who's
I'll do it as well.
You're going to do it, Vale?
Yeah, I'll go again.
Okay. And each one of you go ahead and give me your survival checks. Now, bear with me because I'm also trying to transfer the thing over to Liam.
Yeah, you might catch maybe a fish.
Still gonna reel that bitch in.
It's not caught till it's on the line on the stringer, huh?
It's
Okay.
not real life. This is based on dice rolls, man. So much harder.
Okay, Liam, you do now have the
Yeah.
chef's dagger on you. Let's see here.
Yep, I see it.
Okay.
Just a quick side thing.
Yes.
I just heard it on the radio. There's a car fire in front of the police station in my town. The car's on fire apparently.
Oh shit.
But I just wanted to let you guys know. The actual address of my town's police station is 69 Lazy Lane, and that is not a joke.
Holy
Nice.
shit. That's amazing.
Wow.
That's a nice and a giggle.
It really
Awesome.
is. So,
Giggity.
I'm going to say Apollyon with a 22, Liam with a 10, Blood from a 14, and Veil with an 18. All four of you, over the next 30 minutes, do manage to snare a fish on each of your hooks. They're wiggling. Apollyon, yours especially, is extremely powerful. Veil, yours is pretty damn tough too. Go ahead, all four of you, make your athletics checks.
3 on athletics.
Oh, it's an 8 for blood.
Okay. Apollyon, Liam, Veil. All three of you are working as hard as you can, reeling it in, fighting with the fish. It's, especially for you, Liam and Veil, it's tough. This is difficult to get this fish in, and you're beginning to tire. But all three of you managed to get your fish aboard the deck. Blood, you unfortunately lost your fish. But Apollyon, Liam, and Veil, each of you give me one more, just straight D20. Okay, Liam, you reeled in a loach. There's a very small fish. Veil, let's see, what'd you roll? 18.
18 and then the 12 on the D20.
You, fighting very hard, reel in a cribnus, which is a bit of an interesting looking fish. You can Google it. These are all real fish. Who left? Apollyon. You rolled a 2. So as your fish comes up, you recognize the small, gleaming, scaled fish as a fish similar to the one that Blood pulled in. It's another jewelfish. Give me a D6 roll, please.
A 1.
So this jewelfish, it's much smaller than the one that Blood had found, but you're told that it's worth probably about 100 gold.
Nice.
So you have caught a 100 gold jewelfish. And the rest of those fish are more eating fish than anything else. The cribnus is kind of small, but you can eat it.
Is mine even worth eating, or should I just toss that back?
You caught a loach. That's a tiny little fish. You know what a loach looks like.
Yeah, I'll toss that one back.
Probably a good call. That was pretty shitty.
Alright, I'm done for another round. Everybody down for another round of fishing?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, I suppose.
As you guys are all making your survival checks, which you can go ahead and roll, also I would like you all to make perception checks. Okay. So Liam, Blood.
Yeah, I see everything.
Liam and Blood, both of your lines snare with fish that latch onto your hooks. Veil and Apollyon, yours do not. With, let's see, a 13 perception for Apollyon, a 7 for Veil, a 12 for Blood, and a 23 for Liam. Liam, you're out there fishing, and even as you feel the fish catch on your hook, there's something else out there in the woods. Second.
God damn it, that fucking fight.
I want to pay attention to the woods, but I feel that this is a really good fish on my hook here. I'm gonna keep my mouth shut until I reel the fish in.
Okay. But what you can see with your 23 perception is odd-looking humanoid creatures skulking the woods, following along on the north side of the shore, along with the boat. They seem to be trying to keep pace, a little bit unsuccessfully. They're not moving quite as fast as the boat, but you can see them kind of gathering around, and you've seen one of them at least pointing towards the boat itself. However,
all right, I'll deal with that in a second. Absolutely.
For now, the two of you go ahead and make your athletics checks.
Oh my god! That's a fucking 2.
14.
And Liam, unfortunately, your both of your fish are wiggling around on your lines, and you just feel the line go slack as the fish manages to pull itself off of both of your hooks. Unfortunately, for as high as you rolled, Liam, a 14 is just barely not enough to reel it in.
Damn it. All right. To the north there. Check this out. These people are trying to keep up with this. Blood, give them a warning shot to stay back.
Can I do it from the fucking ballista? With a big crossbow?
So, 1 second here.
Since when he points it out, can I do another check so I can actually look and see what he's looking at before I just blatantly kill something?
Yeah, absolutely.
25, that one.
God, why is it looking like... Anyway, you
And
now...
I pointed out beautifully.
You are able to see now with that 25 perception as you run over to the ballista. Greenish-looking humanoid creatures. You see twigs and branches and spikes kind of coming out of a few of them, and it's strange. While they do vaguely look humanoid, they also kind of look plant to your 25 and 23 perceptions.
So they're like dryad kind of looking things.
A little bit, but darker than that.
Do they look like they're hostile and following us? Or is it just they're trying to keep pace as best they can? Could I not tell?
Go ahead.
No way for them to be taking notice of us if they don't plan on taking us over.
Go ahead and roll an insight check.
22.
With the 22, it seems like they're more stalking the boat than actively trying to attack it. Like they're watching it to see maybe it might pull over to the side, but they seem plant, and you're not sure if they can actually
I told
attack.
you to give them a warning shot. Just shoot in front of them.
Okay, well, I'll try and shoot at the tree that they're standing near.
Okay. So I do have a ballista information here. I actually went and found it, so I'm going to show that to you guys. Basically, it takes 3 actions
Oh,
to fire.
Jesus.
1 action to load the weapon, 1 action to aim it, and 1 action to fire it. Now, these ballistas are not currently loaded, because who in their right mind has a loaded weapon at all times that just ruins the bowstring?
What a perfect opportunity to use a ballista when we're not in initiative.
Yeah, to be fair, I mean, I thought Blood was just going to shoot something flaming at him.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah.
I will say you do have enough time that if you want to, you can load this thing.
Fuck yeah, we'll load it. Plus
A
6
little
to hit.
preemptive strike.
So I'll just do a d20 plus 6.
Yeah, just roll a d20 plus 6.
No, I'm shooting not for them, for the tree nearby, not to kill anybody. 21.
Oh yeah, with a 21, your aim is true. The ballista bolt flies through the air, and when you're loading it, the captain of the ship's kind of walks over to see what it is you're doing, but Liam is easily able to point out the creatures in the distance. You aim, you fire, the ballista bolt goes flying through the air and impacts straight through the trunk of the small tree that this creature is hiding behind. And as it looks there at the bolt and looks over at you, it just turns and begins moving fast into the woods.
I have a feeling that's not the last we've seen of them.
Situation avoided. We'll never see him again.
Vale turns to Liam and he says, "Should I fire a warning shot?" And he starts doing the starting gestures of a fireball.
We don't need to start a forest fire, but thank you for the options.
All right, and he puts his hands down and continues to
like kicks at the ground.
Yeah,
like a kid that's all upset. Shucks.
Okay. But I think this is a good place to end things for the evening. You guys made it through 2 days of travel, so good job there. We'll pick things up in the evening of the second day when we come back in 2 weeks. Now, next Monday we will not be playing because I am going on vacation, but we will be back again the following week, which is the 19th, and pick things up where we left off tonight. So, thank you everybody for watching this evening. I am Matthew R. Dawson, and on behalf of everybody here at Random Rhapsody, I just want to say thank you again for watching. We absolutely appreciate it. Your support means everything to us, and we will see you in 2 weeks. Have a good evening, everybody.
Good night.